Regardless, I'm going to stand up for my friend because she's the only one that's not here. And all of you can say whatever the fuck you want.
I feel Swanky respects Bonang and he is loyal. And remember, Swanky's on the lookout for a new BFF, getting another Annie in his life.
How do we start the episode with a messy event hosted by Swanky and then end the episode with another messy episode hosted by Swanky? I'm surprised that the end no one stormed out. I think Swanky was wrong in both incidents. I think as the host, he shouldn't be lashing out or he shouldn't be taking sides. He should be a neutral party and he should be trying to get his guests to get along. But it seems he's decided he's going to ride with Tim Bonga and that's where he's going to stick. Anyway, hey there. Thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome to my channel. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Young, Famous and African, Season 2, Episode 5. If you're new to my channel, please click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Oh my god, I don't get it. How is Swanky sort of trying to take sides with Bonang? Is it because she's more famous than Lewis? Or what? Because Lewis has been consistent with his story. He's always said he made a reservation and forgot to do a booking for her when she came to Namibia, and he's apologized profusely. And yet Swanky is still trying to make a big deal of it. And the fact that he can't, as a host, stand up and follow his guest who sort of left to find out why she's left and apologize to her and try and bring her back to the group. He just sat there and he's being all regal and all swanky, but hey, it is what it is. And I was surprised to see Zari go and have a conversation with Lewis. I guess because she was at the event, so she wanted to hear what's going on. And she totally agrees that he's been consistent in his story. He's never changed. He's never changed any part of his story, that he made the reservation, didn't make the booking, and he was the one at fault. Bonang was never at fault, so he profusely apologizes to her. But then I think Lewis is now going a bit extreme by saying, oh, she's insulted Namibia, she's insulted my country. That's a bit too much. I think that's a bit too much. I think it needs to end now. He's apologized. She can either accept his apology or not, but they need to keep it moving. And then finally, Swanky and Annie meet. I think it was coming. Their meeting is a bit strange because Swanky now tries to dissect what happened and Annie doesn't want to dissect it. And I think this is because both of them are omitting the truth somewhere, one. Two, Annie is right to say to Swanky, you've been quiet for 7 months. You haven't spoken to me. And then I knew you were upset with me, but I didn't know why. Why then would you be quiet? Why didn't you tell me if we're that close? Annie, this is the reason why I'm upset with you. And then you would have kept quiet and I would have had the 7 months to sort of digest and sort of go through what I've done to sort of upset you and cause you this much pain. And Swanky's, oh, well, no, I need us to talk about it. And it's like, this was a storyline for Swanky. He was waiting until they were being filmed to sort of address this, because why else would he keep quiet? And then as soon as the cameras come on, he starts talking about what happened, you know, in Lagos. It doesn't make sense. And Annie was sort of saying, I want to apologize, let's move on. I think she was right to say that, because I don't think whatever this is needs to be dissected. I think they need to take time out as friends and have a private conversation and then come back on camera and sort of address whatever their issues are. But the reason I feel they're not going to do that is because then it takes away their storyline, because outside of their beef, there is nothing else going on with Swanky and Annie. Annie obviously has more. She's got issues with her husband. She's got issues with Zari. But for Swanky, his only issue is with Annie. And that's it. And so if that storyline is taken away from him, he's got nothing else. He's got nothing else to talk about all season. That's the impression that I'm getting. And I don't know why, as his friend, he just didn't agree to disagree and just keep it. Yeah, in the end, he sort of appeared to agree to disagree and just keep it moving. But I wish they just said on camera, okay, I apologize. Okay, I accept your apology, or just give me time. I need time to get over whatever's happened and I'll let you know. I'll get back to you. And then move on. Instead of trying, oh, she's refusing to analyze this because she knows she's at fault. She's refusing. And it's like, no, because the moment you start doing this on camera with producers around, they're going to instigate, and this is going to be bigger than it is. Because Andy was right to say, as soon as I upset you, you should have told me. Because now what's happened is everybody has added their 2 cents in, and in adding their 2 cents in, this has got bigger than it was, and it shouldn't really have got that big. So I understand where she's coming from. So Kayleigh and Naked host a polo party, and everyone is just sitting around. Everybody comes except for Kanye and Bonga. And so Tubaba even comes, and I was surprised because as soon as Tubaba and Annie arrived, Swanky stood up and hugged Annie. And Zari, being Zari, I think Zari was being petty because she had replaced Annie, and I think she was wondering where she stood once Annie and Swanky were best friends again. And she was sort of trying to understand, oh, have the two of you made up? Have the two of you? And this is why I say it was for a storyline, because I think they knew. I think Annie and Swanky knew that they couldn't carry on with whatever performance they were giving in front of Chugava. I think they were afraid he would call them out and ask them what is going on. So they sort of just tried to dismiss Zari until Zari eventually kept quiet because Annie wouldn't say anything. And I think, yes, as much as Annie might have said something, but I think the incident in regards hosting the party, I think Annie started that. And I don't know whether she heard rumors that Jerry was going, Swanky was going behind her back and was trying to organize something. And I don't know whether this is why she started screaming and yelling and whatever. But I think they've agreed to disagree that, yes, it's a storyline for us, but we don't want to make things worse. And so we won't discuss it on camera, but we'll pretend as though you want to discuss things and I don't want to discuss things. That's the impression that I got. Louis, obviously, there was a conversation. It has to be Louis and Fontana this season. I think it's going to be a love triangle between Louis, Fontana, and Diamond, because then the conversation started. Because Naked was feeling upset because he said he knows Bonang. He's known her for a long time and he knows she's not a confrontational person, so he doesn't understand what's happened. So he was sticking up for his friend and sort of blaming Louis until Zari sort of highlighted what happened at the event. And when Fontana came, she sort of reiterated what Zari was saying. And I think this is when Naked sort of settled down because Zari was saying, oh, Louis was almost crying. Bonang nearly made him cry. At this. Yes, Zari is known for exaggerating things, so it was to be expected. And then Jerry went and sat down with Nadia, and Nadia likes a bit of gossip, and they were talking about his relationship with Annie and how they're sort of trying to mend bridges. And you were saying, until Annie gives him a genuine apology, he will never forgive her because she's cut him real deep, and he's very upset about it. And it's like, oh, how long do we have to hear about this? Can the two of you not come up with something else? Maybe you should have been having a storyline of you being, his muse and him dressing you and showing people what he does for a profession and you sort of coming up performing for arts or something. I think there needs to be more to this show than just them meeting up for events. And then somehow during the conversation, it came up about Diamond, and Fontana revealed that Diamond mentioned that Zari was trying to have a baby with Diamond via surrogacy. And, it became a to and fro in the sense that I think Zari is very territorial. Yes, she was complaining that people are making a big deal about her trying to date Andale, but no one is saying anything about Diamond and Fontana. But still, she always tries to claim him, and the way she's very possessive about him, I think this is why he struggles to sort of find someone within the group that will date him because no one wants to put up with that drama. And Naked was teasing Louis about him trying to pursue Fontana, and Fontana sort of saying she has a list of guys that she dates, and Diamond is not even in the top 5. I think she was just saying that to save face. I think she was just saying that to save face. I think she really likes Diamond. And Louis, as much as he likes her, because Louis has always been persistent. One thing about Louis is he's always consistent in whatever he says. He's always been consistent. He's always tried to tell her to focus on her career and leave Diamond alone, and Diamond the relationship, and just focus on Diamond the professional artist, and see if he can help her sort of boost her career and get her somewhere else. And they did have a private conversation about, where they see themselves. I think Louis is just wasting his time. I think he's just wasting his time. He needs to move on. Sadly, Nadia is in a relationship. Otherwise, you might have tried with Nadia. Nadia seems to really like him, though. She seems to really like him, and she seems very happy to sort of take him under her wing. And then it was sad to see Fontana trying to phone Diamond. This is what Zari was saying, that Diamond has got two sides to him. He's got his player side where once he gets what he wants, he moves on, more or less that's what she implied, and I think this is why he's not picking up calls from Fontana. But hey, it is what it is. Well, I guess I spoke too soon because it seems now Swanky has decided to spar with Lois because he's trying to make amends with Annie, and I think he's looking for his next target because he needs another storyline if they're going to squash their beef with Annie, because it's getting old. They can't have 9 episodes of him and Annie just going back and forth. So Swanky hosts an event for everyone, I think just to announce that Bonang has decided to exit the WhatsApp group, in the sense that she decided to leave. I think she was humiliated. I think she was embarrassed by the fact that Lois said everything that happened in Namibia. I think she didn't expect anyone to sort of reduce her status or to minimize her accomplishments, and I think in saying that it made it seem like she's desperate and she'll take any offer that comes her way, and I think this is why she's decided to leave. And for Swanky to then decide to attack Lois, I didn't get that bit. He was a neutral party. Yes, he was friends with Bonang. He brought it to the group, but I don't think this was his event where everything went down. I think he should have just sat there and just said, she's decided to leave the group. These are her reasons for leaving the group, and left it at that. And if Louis was going to say anything, then let Louis speak, because he had already spoken on his friend's behalf. And Nadia, at one point, was trying to be supportive of Swanky and then decided to flip the table on Swanky and went after Swanky because she was saying, Louis is my friend. And it's like, when did he become your friend? I thought you said you hated Annie because Annie was beefing with your friend. Now you've turned on your friend. You're now supporting somebody else. I thought it was hilarious. And the fact that Zari was having an amazing time. Zari was at the party as well. So she knew everything that took place because it was only the 5 of them. Fontana obviously can't say anything because Bonang was partly defending her honor when Lois was trying to say to her that she needs to focus on her career and stop messing about with Diamond. And so, I don't know. It is going down and it's very messy, and it shouldn't really be this messy. I don't know why things got out of hand that much. I think Nadia and Kanye are relieved that Bonang has left. They didn't like her in the group. They didn't appreciate her in the group. KAYLEIGH is a neutral party. She doesn't care. Wherever the wind blows, she goes. And for Zari, I think Zari is thinking, oh God, one less person to fight with. Who will be my storyline? Because her only storyline is Diamond, her children, and whoever Diamond is dating. Andile obviously has taken a step back. So I don't know. And it was surprising. We didn't even get to see Andile in this episode. I don't know what happened to him. But hey, it is what it is. It was a great episode. I really enjoyed that. So thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.